Hi, Athey kids and parents! This weekend in Athey Kids, we are reading from Genesis 33 about Jacob wrestling with God. Jacob was returning to Canaan, where he heard that his brother Esau was coming to meet him with 400 men. Jacob's fear drove him to pray. Even though he asked God for deliverance, Jacob continued to trust his own strength and resources. The night before Jacob met Esau, God came and wrestled with Jacob, shattering Jacob's self-sufficiency and driving him to dependence on God. Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. And when Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God's camp." So he called the name of that place Mahanaim. And Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau, his brother in the land of Seir, in the country of Edom, instructing them, "Thus you shall say to my lord Esau, Thus says your servant Jacob, I have sojourned with Laban and stayed until now. I have oxen, donkeys, flocks, male servants and female servants. I have sent them to tell my lord in order that I might find favor in your sight." And the messengers returned to Jacob, saying, "We came to your brother Esau, and he is coming to meet you, and there are 400 men with him." Then Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. He divided the people who were with him and the flocks and the herds and the camels into 2 camps, thinking, "If Esau comes to one camp and attacks it, then the camp that is left will escape." And Jacob said, "O God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, O Lord, who said to me, 'Return to your country and to your kindred, that I may do you good.' I am not worthy of the least of all the deeds of steadfast love and all the faithfulness that you have shown to your servant. For with only my staff I crossed this Jordan, and now I have become 2 camps. Please deliver me from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him that he may come and attack me, and the mothers with the children. But you said, I will surely do you good, and make your offspring as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude." So he stayed there that night, and from what he had with him he took a present for his brother Esau. These he handed over to his servants, every drove by itself, and he said to his servants, "Pass on ahead of me, and put a space between drove and drove." He instructed the first, "When Esau my brother meets you and asks you, 'To whom do you belong? Where are you going? And whose are these ahead of you?' Then you shall say, 'They belong to your servant Jacob. They are a present sent to you, my lord Esau, and moreover, he is behind us.' And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of day. When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he touched his hip socket, and Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he was wrestling with him. Then he said, 'Let me go, for the day has broken.' But Jacob said, 'I will not let you go unless you bless me.' Then he said to him, 'What is your name?' And he said, 'Jacob.' Then he said, 'Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with men and have prevailed.' And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau was coming with the 400 men with him. So he divided the children among Leah and Rachel and the 2 female servants, and fell on his neck and kissed him and wept. So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir, and Jacob came safely to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, on his way to Padan Aram. And he camped before the city. There he erected an altar and called it El Elohe Israel. After Jacob admitted his deceitful nature, God blessed him, gave him a new name, and saved him from Esau, and brought him into Canaan. There, for the first time, Jacob worshiped God as his own God. The teaching points will vary slightly from classroom to classroom, but the main points will be, Jacob depended on himself. Jacob depended on God. Jacob worshiped God. This weekend, we want to drive home how Jacob's story is a picture of salvation. Jacob, the proud, self-sufficient trickster, had to embrace a humble dependence on God before returning to the land of Canaan. His wrestling match with God illustrates the way a person must cling to God in order to receive his blessing. God saves those who do not let go of him, desperately holding fast to the promise of salvation through God's Son, Jesus. Jacob's clinging to God is a vivid expression of man's humility and his total dependence on God for everything. Our prayer is that you also hold fast to Jesus each day. Be blessed in Jesus' name. Bye!